Welcome to Science Snippets, Fun Facts, and Trivia. Today, we bring you lizards can regrow tails, so why can't humans? Have you ever wondered how some animals, like lizards, can lose a part of their body and simply grow it back? This incredible ability is called limb regeneration, and it's one of the most fascinating phenomena in the natural world. So what exactly is limb regeneration? In simple terms, it's the process by which some animals can regrow lost or damaged body parts. The best known example is a lizard's tail. When a lizard feels threatened and its tail is grabbed by a predator, it can detach the tail as a defense mechanism. What's truly amazing, though, is that over time, the lizard can grow a brand new tail, almost as good as the original. But lizards aren't alone in having this ability. Salamanders are another remarkable example. They can regrow entire limbs, not just tails. Starfish can regrow arms, and even certain species of fish can regenerate parts of their bodies. This phenomenon is widespread in nature, and each species seems to have its own unique twist on the process. Now, why does this matter to us? For scientists, the idea of limb regeneration has captured imaginations for decades. Imagine if humans could do the same. Losing an arm or a leg wouldn't be permanent. Instead, our bodies could simply regrow the lost limb, just as a lizard regrows its tail. While it might sound like something out of a science fiction novel, the biological mechanisms behind limb regeneration are real, and researchers are eager to understand how they might be applied to humans. So, how do lizards actually regrow their tails? It's not as simple as it looks, and the process involves some fascinating biology. When a lizard loses its tail, the first thing that happens is the activation of specialized cells known as stem cells. These stem cells have a unique property. They can transform into many different types of tissue, such as skin, muscle, bone, and even nerves. At the injury site, a mass of these stem cells begins to gather. This collection of cells is called a blastema, and it's the key to regeneration. The blastema essentially acts like a blueprint for the new tail, guiding the cells as they multiply and transform into the various tissues that make up the regenerated tail. As the tail starts to grow back, different layers of tissue are formed in a specific order. First, the cartilage and connective tissue lay down the structural framework. Then, muscles, skin, and nerves begin to rebuild. The whole process takes time, weeks or even months, but eventually, the lizard has a functional new tail. What's particularly impressive is that the lizard's nervous system also regrows. Nerves in the severed tail stump can regenerate and reconnect with the new tail, giving the lizard control over its movements and even sensation. This kind of nerve regeneration is something that human bodies struggle with, making lizards a subject of intense scientific interest. While the new tail may not be as perfect as the original, it often contains cartilage instead of bone, and the muscles might not be as strong. It still functions well enough for the lizard to survive. This ability to regrow complex structures is what sets animals like lizards apart from humans. Now that we understand how lizards regenerate their tails, the next logical question is, why can't humans do the same? The answer lies in how our bodies are designed to heal. When we get injured, say, we cut our skin, the body's first priority is to repair the wound as quickly as possible. For humans, this usually involves forming scar tissue, which helps to close the injury and prevent infection. However, scar tissue is not the same as the original tissue. It's less flexible, less functional, and it doesn't fully restore the lost structure. This process, called fibrosis, is effective for quickly sealing wounds. but it comes at a cost. It prevents the body from regenerating complex structures like limbs. Unlike lizards, whose cells can re-enter a regenerative state, human cells tend to focus on fast healing and scar formation. Humans do have some limited regenerative abilities. For example, we can regrow small areas of skin, parts of our liver, and even the tips of our fingers in certain cases. But regenerating an entire limb with its bones, muscles, nerves, and blood vessels is far more complex. One theory is that humans, along with most mammals, lost the ability to regenerate as we evolved. Early humans needed quick healing to survive in harsh environments, where infections and injuries were life-threatening. Rapid scar formation helped prevent further damage or death, even if it meant losing out on the ability to regenerate. In contrast, animals like lizards may not face the same immediate survival pressures, allowing them to develop and retain their regenerative abilities. Another major reason we can't regrow limbs is the complexity of the structures involved. A human arm or leg isn't just made of skin and bone. It's a complex system of muscles, nerves, blood vessels, and tendons, all working together. Regenerating such a complex system is far beyond the capabilities of human biology at the moment. So, is it possible that humans might one day be able to regrow limbs? The idea might sound like science fiction, but scientific progress is already being made. The field of stem cell research is one of the most promising areas. Stem cells are unique because they have the potential to become many different types of cells, just like the stem cells in a lizard's blastomum. Researchers are exploring ways to harness stem cells to regenerate human tissues. In fact, scientists have already had some success in the lab. They've managed to grow small, simple tissues, like skin patches and even parts of organs, like miniature livers and hearts. While these achievements are still in the early stages, they show that human cells have the potential to regenerate under the right condition. Another promising technology is gene editing, particularly with tools like CRISPR. By editing the DNA of cells, scientists might be able to activate dormant regenerative abilities in humans. In fact, by studying the genes of animals like salamanders and lizards, researchers are trying to pinpoint the specific genes responsible for regeneration. The hope is that one day, we'll be able to switch on these genes in humans, enabling us to regrow lost limbs or other tissues. Tissue engineering is also making great strides. Scientists are working on creating artificial limbs from a patient's own cells, using 3D printing and other advanced techniques. This approach could one day allow us to build replacement limbs that are perfectly compatible with the patient's body, reducing the risk of rejection or complications. However, there are still significant challenges. Regrowing tissue isn't enough. Scientists also need to figure out how to reconnect blood vessels and nerves. Nerve regeneration, in particular, is extremely difficult. Nerves are like electrical wiring, and if they don't connect properly, the limb won't function. So while the dream of regrowing human limbs is exciting, there's still a long road ahead. In conclusion, while humans currently lack the ability to regenerate lost limbs, the future holds exciting possibilities. By studying animals like lizards and salamanders, scientists are learning more about the biological processes behind regeneration. These discoveries are paving the way for new medical breakthroughs that could one day change how we heal. Stem cell research, gene editing, and tissue engineering are all moving us closer to a world where human limb regeneration might be possible. Though the challenges are immense, particularly when it comes to nerve regeneration and complex tissue systems, The progress being made is truly remarkable. Imagine a future where losing a limb doesn't mean permanent loss. Instead, just like a lizard growing back its tail, humans might be able to regrow a fully functional arm or leg. While this may be decades away, the potential for such advancements is real, and the implications for medicine are enormous as science continues to push the boundaries of what's possible. We are entering an era where the line between fiction and reality is becoming increasingly blurred. Regenerating human limbs might not just be a dream. It could one day be our reality. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.